being a small company, go-to-market strategy, most of our customers are on-chain or at least have an on-chain component. And I think that's kind of part of it too, is everyone we're working with now is doing something on-chain and off-chain. So they're merging those worlds already. And so, yeah, for us, we don't want to pigeonhole anybody. Like it shouldn't, in our opinions, it shouldn't be solely on-chain or solely off-chain. Like there's this hybrid approach. And so, yeah, to your point, our bigger mission here is just getting that data accessibility, that data usability. The data's out there. You should be able to use it where it's at. Don't go through centralized providers. Like figure it out in a way that yeah, you can get what you want out of it without having to trust a Twitter, for instance.
Right. And the centralized providers have that flaw, right, what you were talking about with the redundancies, and being able to actually protect against that kind of makes perfect sense for sure. Yeah. Very exciting. Yeah, I was thinking, I'm looking at a couple of your other clients that you shared with me, and I was wondering, this Bello beta that looks like it's just kind of intelligence of on-chain data. Can you share a little bit about that client? I'm just curious about it. It looks a little bit gamer. Look like it might be in the Web3 gaming space. Bello.lol.
Yeah, no, they're great. They do NFT analytic information. So a lot of data-driven insights around NFT projects, their creators, the community, and help other NFT creators then understand, okay, if I want to launch a new project, who are my active owners? What would like work best for them? Even down to, okay, like what day of the week should I do this drop on? So that Bello's getting really, really smart about all these insights. Have some very cool tooling around it.
So like an NFT drop strategy house kind of thing?
Yeah, that's just like one part of it. It's holistically just kind of insights for the projects. Yeah.
And is it cross-chain too, or is it just on
the
one chain, Ethereum? They are cross-chain?
No, they do cross-chain.
Very cool, very cool. Steven, I know you had mentioned a couple other clients. Is there anything you want to talk about with Bello, or any other clients you're working on that are cool use cases you want to share as we winding down?
Well, yeah. So, Brock, I'll let you talk about Once Upon a little more than me, because you've got your finger on the pulse a little more than I do. But they're a new blog explorer, and we got them over the summer, and they've been great to work with, but it's been a lot of data. And one thing we haven't mentioned that's important is we're able to, so Web3 has new concepts like backfilling. And just that takes a lot of time, right? Like it takes days. It doesn't just take hours. And so for a big like Web2 company to come into the space and be like, what are you talking about? It's going to take me a week to backfill and get this data. That we can't do that. And so the way that we designed things, it was that we did it horizontally. So we basically can take a big chain like Ethereum, break it up into smaller jobs, process it horizontally, and reassemble it at the end. And we can do that in hours instead of days. So that things like that you know, kind of aren't in the mainstream conversation are really important. And actually Bello and Once Upon helped us really streamline that and speed it up. And Brock, I don't know the stat, but for Once Upon, you onboarded like a crazy amount of chains in a short amount of time. But I'll give it to you to talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, well, Once Upon, also awesome. They're focusing on trying to make the chain more contextualized, more human accessible. And so they've built the first multi-chain viewer. So you can view, I think, 18 different chains now all in one UI simultaneously.
Nice.
Yeah, so we built some very cool stuff. We do the data pipelines for them. And yeah, we've been able to, working with them, do things like they needed 6 new test nets onboarded. We got those done in an afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah, I think what was it, Mode mainnet? I think we onboarded in 3 minutes. Just like get it done on.
That's wild. So
yeah.
What about your network allows you to do that so quickly? That's you know, those type of things, even one testnet can someone drag it out for a week or something.
Yeah.
You know, so what's your kind of value add that allows you to do that quickly?
Brock's an alien. That's what it is.
No, our it's our data pipeline, so it's fully distributed in-house already. We have no centralized database, and so we're not having to resell this data that we've already pre-indexed. It's really coming straight from the source. We've got it cached in a distributed layer, which also means that we can process it in a distributed way. So we regularly will hit, say, 10,000 blocks per second during a backfill, and it's not an issue. So really, our only throughput issue or limit is customers' databases. However fast they can accept data, that's how fast we can deliver it.
Wow. That's fascinating, man. You guys are really solving a clear problem and kind of filling the gap on data usage, data indexing, specifically on chain. But it sounds like you have a broader kind of vision for helping all companies really kind of manage their data better, right? And hopefully, like we were mentioning earlier, that on-chain data does become more prevalent, and you'll be able to even have more access to that kind of useful public data. And you have all the infrastructure there. You know, I got to say, you guys are really primed for this bull market that is apparently around the corner. You know, not financial advice. Knock on wood. We'll see what happens. So awesome. I just want to hear, you know, kind of what's next for you guys. We'll be winding down the interview here, but really interesting. Thank you again for joining the show and sharing kind of the use cases and the actual problems you're solving with Indexing Company. So maybe I'll start with you, Stephen. Anything around the corner that you want to share with us that you're looking forward to?
In Web3 or
in Web3
for the company,
at the company in general? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, so Brock and I have been in the space for a while, and I'm just excited to see that companies are actually building real products in the ecosystem. And I think this next cycle, I think it has started. I think it's really going to pop off next year, and I think that prices will do what they do and go crazy, and people will speculate. But I think this will be different than the other bull cycles. I think this will be a turning point for Web3, and it'll start to feel a little bit more mainstream.
Awesome. I'm excited. I'm here for it. We're all here for it. It's what we've been waiting for, right? Building through during the bear in hopes that the next bull is even more exciting than the last one. And what are your thoughts, Brock? Anything you're specifically looking forward to working on around the corner?
Yeah, I mean, echoing all of that, obviously, and then I guess at Indexing Co, one of the most exciting things we're working on now and kind of evolving is what we're calling just-in-time indexing. So I mentioned we don't have a centralized database, which means we can't sell APIs, right? So trying to compete with the Alchemies of the world has been tough, but we actually now have this concept where we can index on demand. So somebody could send us an API request for what they want indexed, and we can return it back sub-second, like processed on demand, what they needed.
Wow.
So we're working towards kind of this universal API layer, if you will. That could be pretty sweet.
It's kind of your own custom data stack using the on-chain data you have, essentially.
Exactly, like totally distributed processing, comes back up, serves it back over the API, all without needing a centralized database to facilitate it.
Damn, that's exciting. I'm really glad I got to pick your guys' brain, and I look forward to seeing how Index Company continues to evolve from here. Really, it's been amazing, and hopefully our listeners are grabbing a lot of good information from this, and you might hear from some of them that are out there building. We do have a lot of builders in our audience, so you might be reaching out. Any final words you want to add before we wind down here?
I mean, I guess for the listeners, seriously reach out. We're on Twitter, Telegram, wherever, find our website.
Website is indexing.co, right?
Yes. Myself, always happy to help the ecosystem. So if you guys have data needs, happy to chat. Doesn't need to be a sales pitch. Yeah.
Nice.
Want to see the space move forward.
You're here. How about you, Stephen? Anything you're looking forward to around the corner? And do you guys do a lot of events, IRL events? Do you attend a lot of those Web3 conferences and such?
Brock just got back from ETH Global in Turkey, actually.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, but we do. We're starting to. We were kind of heads down this year, just refining the product, getting it ready, and now we're going to kick off next year. We're ready to hit the ground running, and we got a good pipeline of customers. So we're gearing up for that and doing some travel. So like ETH Denver, and I'm not sure where DevCon is going to be next year, but hopefully we'll do that.
Nice.
All the fun events.
I'm hoping to get down to ETH Denver next year. We'll see how it is. But That's very cool. And yeah, I think being at those IRL events and being able to connect with real people, nothing's better than that, right? Especially in this Web3 space. We're still a microcosm of society, so we got to support each other. Awesome.
Totally.
Well, thank you so much, Stephen and Brock. I appreciate you all for joining and sharing with us about the indexing company and where Web3 data is going. And until next time, we'll catch you all in the metaverse. Take care. Peace out.
Thanks so much.